Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Jocelyn at ngayon ay pag-uusapan natin ang mga kaganapan dito sa Amerika.
Kung ikaw ay isang green card holder, pwede kang mag-travel outside of the US. Wala kang dapat ikabahala. Kung ikaw ay merong conviction or criminal conviction at ikaw ay magta-travel, ikaw ay dapat mag-ingat. Pero kung wala ka namang criminal conviction, ay huwag kang mabahala kung ikaw ay magta-travel abroad at hindi ka dapat hulihin. Meron tayong isang kababayan na nag-travel sa Pilipinas at isa siyang green card holder at kababalik niya lang sa Amerika noong June 15, 2025. Wala pong problema. Ang tinanong lang daw sa kanya ay, "How long have you been gone?" At ang sabi niya ay 3 weeks. At yun lang, kung wala ka namang mga kaso or criminal records ay walang problema. Anytime makakabalik ka sa Amerika. At tama po ito dahil ako ay nagbiyahe sa Pilipinas nitong July at wala namang problema sa ibang green card holders. Elect si President Donald J. Trump, inisyu niya ang isang executive order at ito ay ang Protecting the American People Against Invasion. Sa executive order na ito ay merong expanded deportation grounds for green card holders. So, mas mahigpit na po ang mga rules pagdating sa mga green card holders dito sa Amerika. At titignan po ang iyong mga conviction or criminal conviction at pwede kang ma-deport kung ikaw ay ma-convict sa isang tinatawag na crime of moral turpitude or an aggravated felony. So, either of these two ay pwede kang ma-deport. Ano-ano ang mga halimbawa ng crimes of moral turpitude? Wala pong nakadefine sa US immigration laws pero kadalasan po ay kung merong fraud, larceny, at intent to harm persons or things. Kadalasan, ang mga nade-detain sa airport ay yung merong conviction regarding drug abuse at driving under the influence. Mga halimbawa ng crimes of moral turpitude ay assault, failure to register, falsification of documents, misrepresentations, marriage fraud, smuggling, drug abuse, domestic violence, and driving under the influence. Yung crime of moral turpitude po ay kung nakomit ito during the first 5 years after admission to the US or kung dalawa or more na krimen of moral turpitude are committed. Kahit ang crime ay hindi kasama sa the same na criminal conduct, anytime after admission ay pwede pong maging dahilan para sa deportation. So, karamihan po ng green card holder na nandito sa Amerika, ang mga deportable offense ay andito po sa tinatawag na crime of moral turpitude. Ang pangalawa pong crime na pwede pong reason for deportation ay ang tinatawag na aggravated felonies, which is different from criminal law. So, ibig sabihin po, may mga ibang offenses po katulad ng murder, rape, theft or violent crimes, drug or firearms trafficking, sexual abuse of a minor, child pornography, money laundering, or tax evasion involving more than 10,000, espionage, sabotage, treason, perjury, or terrorism.
Her husband, a green card holder who's lived in the U.S. for over 20 years, was suddenly detained by ICE after making the trip countless times. And detention are absolutely deplorable, sleeping on the floor, unsanitary bathrooms, and being surrounded by people in medical crisis, including those going through drug withdrawal.
So the people who are the most at risk in the immigration process, first and foremost, is obviously if you're not a U.S. citizen. So it doesn't matter if you're a resident or just a visa holder. You are at risk if you have some sort of criminal history. So if you're a green card holder, certain convictions make you removable, certain convictions do not. If you're here on a visa, however, and you have some sort of criminal history or arrest history, your risk is much higher because any arrest can technically revoke your visa. So it kind of varies, but that's the first level of risk, is the people that are here with some sort of criminal conviction. And then after that would be people who've overstayed their visas and they're no longer allowed to remain in the United States. They've been kind of flying under the radar. That's probably the next greatest risk group. So the US government can see your social media. So if your social media is public, As obviously they can see everything. They are going to be able to track your social media. They can track what you post, what you're commenting on, what you're liking. I've seen them go in so far to look at the Telegram message groups, to look at the WhatsApp groups. So they're going to be able to track that and see what you are engaging in. And it's the US government, so they just have to have what's called a reason to believe standard. So they don't have to prove you guilty by reasonable doubt, preponderance of evidence. None of that stuff matters. It's reason to believe. So if they have reason to believe that you're engaging in activity that is contrary to the interest of the United States or the safety of the United States, they can try to revoke your visa for that.
Balitang-balita dito sa Amerika ang pagkakahuli sa isang Pinay na green card holder na na-detain ng Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Ano po ba ang dahilan kung bakit siya na-detain pagkatapos ng kanyang bakasyon sa Pilipinas? So siya ay isang green card holder at siya ay nagbiyahe from Philippines at nakabalik na po siya dito sa Amerika. Laging tatandaan na may mga deportable offenses kung ikaw ay may nakumit na crime dito sa Amerika. So kahit na ikaw ay isang green card holder, hindi ka 100% protected ng iyong legal status dahil hindi ka po isang US citizen.
Marami pong salamat sa inyong pagsubaybay. Huwag niyo pong kalimutan na i-like at subscribe ang aking channel. Thank you guys for watching. I hope everyone is staying safe and have a great day.